Top boxing news.
Obviously Terry Harper as well, Michaela-Mayer's here.
Yeah.
I know obviously they used to go back and forth. She stood over there.
Yeah.
Would you entertain that fight again? Would that be a good fight?
Yeah, I mean obviously look, Terry's moved up to 154, but she also has the ability to come down certainly back to 140. But you know, right now she's a world champion up there, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Michaela-Mayer's a good fighter and still a name even though she doesn't have any belts anymore.
I wasn't at all surprised to hear it from Eddie Hearn himself that beyond this weekend's fight involving Terry Harper and former undisputed welterweight champion Cecilia Braekhus, that Michaela-Mayer is a possibility. Because before it became about Terry and Tasha, and before it became about Michaela and Alicia, it was about Terry and Michaela. Initially, that was the rivalry. That was the hot topic. Michaela-Mayer having since left super featherweight, Terry Harper as well moving all the way up to junior middleweight. It's possible that the two meet. Things aren't working out for Michaela in terms of getting a Baumgartner rematch, and things aren't working out for Terry in terms of getting a Jonas rematch, a Jonas undisputed title fight. I mean, it's not just a rematch. It would be for all the marbles at 154 pounds. Nevertheless, they don't seem to be getting anywhere. But it makes it an ideal time, ideal circumstances to revisit Harper versus Mayer as a fight, all provided that things go well for Terry this weekend, and I think they're going to, in terms of this weekend's fight. What to expect? I happened to catch Braekhus versus Portillo on the undercard of a Golden Boy promotion show, and I'd be lying to you if I told you that I liked what I saw from Cecilia. She's just not the fighter that she was. The snap, the sharpness, it's not there. It was a flat performance, and I understand that she was coming off a lengthy stint of inactivity and 2 consecutive losses to the same woman, Jessica McCaskill. I understand all of that, but I just don't think that Cecilia can turn back the hands of time, much less opposite the ring, a strong young fighter who's peaking in Terry Harper. 2-division champion Terry Harper. I feel like Harper versus Braekhus will harken back to Ali versus Burbick or Ali versus Holmes. A once great fighter who's clearly past their best and can't turn back the hands of time. I feel like that's what we're going to see in this weekend's fight on the undercard of Taylor versus Cameron. Terry Harper's best punches are her straight punches, and she's got 2 good legs under her to use that ring, move around, create space. Terry's always been good. She's always been skilled, though at this weight, given how much she was already sacrificing to make 130, to make super featherweight. Yeah. She don't have that problem now. This may be Terry Harper's best weight. Moving forward, because she has enough of a frame to carry the weight, carry it evenly, distribute it throughout her body. So she's more durable than she was, stronger than she was. Carrying it, though still faster and still sharper than your average junior middleweight, because Terry Harper isn't a true junior middleweight. She's a fighter who moved up in weight. Yeah. She'll be faster than most of the girls at that weight. Yeah. Sharper. She'll be faster than Cecilia. Been a fan of Cecilia for many years, but I anticipate that this weekend's fight will be a hard one to watch, because I anticipate Cecilia's always going to be one step behind Terry Harper. Always one step behind. Terry's got the fresher set of legs to move around, use the ring, fresher reflexes to snap out those jabs and set up her shots. She's not going to be pretty. I remember the Hannah Rankin fight. Terry was stronger than I anticipated. Landed with more authority than I thought she would, busting up Hannah Rankin. Hannah's a big girl. She's experienced at this weight, more experienced than Cecilia Braekhus. Terry's gonna box circles around Cecilia. Sorry to say, you can't turn back the hands of time. Cecilia Braekhus will always be one step behind Terry Harper in this fight, and I fear that might turn out to be so one-sided. Terry Harper might land with so much authority that she actually gets Cecilia Braekhus in trouble, and when she smells blood, Terry's going to go in for the kill, go in for the stoppage, and she might actually get it. Jonathan Banks, who's worked with Cecilia Braekhus for a long time, off and on, might have to pull her out, might have to throw the towel. You heard what I said. I think it's entirely possible that Terry Harper stops Cecilia Braekhus this weekend. Cecilia that has never been stopped. Terry was always a very strong super featherweight. Now that she doesn't have to boil all the way down to 130 pounds, that she's got more wiggle room as a junior middleweight. It's only made her that much stronger. Better. She's winning this weekend. It's just a question of how. And beyond that, a potential Michaela-Mayer showdown, transatlantic grudge match. You heard what Eddie said, that Terry Harper is at least still able to get down to 140 pounds, anywhere in between 140 and 154. You figure, if Terry takes care of business in the Braekhus fight, and Katie Taylor in the main event takes care of business, she wins all those belts. Let's say Katie becomes undisputed at 140, but decides she doesn't want to stay there. Decides she wants to go back down to lightweight, a more natural weight for her. All those belts she won, they go vacant. At which point, Michaela-Mayer can move up, Terry Harper can move down, and they can pick up where they left off at 140 pounds for a couple of those belts, a couple of those titles. A lot of moving parts, though, in boxing. There often are.
It could happen.
It's not like Terry's getting anywhere with Tasha. It's not like Michaela's getting anywhere with Alicia.
They're not.
Terry wins her fight this weekend. Michaela's free.
Likes to travel.
And super lightweight news. You might have heard yesterday that it's official. Ryan Garcia has chosen a new trainer, and it's none other than Derek James. To that, Ryan says, "Thank you, Derek James and Errol Spence Jr., for allowing me to join the team."
Will Derek make all the difference that Eddie Reynoso and Joe Goosen did not make in Ryan's corner?
Garcia's decision to join James's Texas stable, ostensibly, wasn't just his own. In a recent post on his social media account, it appears as though the wildly popular star sought the blessing and approval of Errol Spence before taking the plunge. "Thank you to Derek James and Errol Spence Jr. for allowing me to join the team. Although the 2023 calendar is still relatively young, James has already helped one of his newly signed fighters get back on the winning track, Anthony Joshua, fresh off back-to-back defeats at the hands of Oleksandr Usyk, ditched his old coach and teamed up with James."
And what is his all-star stable? You're talking about Anthony Joshua, you're talking about Errol Spence Jr., Jermell Charlo, Frank Martin.
Now, Ryan Garcia, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Eddie Reynoso's stable right around the time that Ryan Garcia left. At that time, he obviously had Canelo Alvarez and Oscar Valdez, Andy Ruiz, Frankie Sanchez, and Ryan Garcia.
Luis Neri, too. I think he also had Julio Cesar Martinez.
Star trainers aren't all they're cracked up to be. They're only human. They're not magicians. They're only human, and they can spread themselves thin. Too many all-star clients. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here with Derek James, that you've got Anthony Joshua, you've got Errol Spence, Jermell Charlo, Ryan, Frank Martin.
It's a bit of a balancing act.
So many high-priority clients, high-profile clients. Will Ryan Garcia get the time and attention that he's looking for? The time and attention he felt he wasn't getting when he was with Eddie Reynoso, who, much like Derek James, he's got a lot of clients.
That was the virtue of enlisting the aid of Joe Goosen. Joe wasn't training that many fighters, isn't training that many fighters these days, so perhaps Ryan and Joe would be a fruitful partnership because he'll get Joe's undivided attention.
Ryan didn't lose that fight because of anything that Joe Goosen did or didn't do. Ryan didn't lose that fight to Gervonta Davis because of Joe. Ryan lost that fight because of Ryan. It was too soon for him. He wanted to jump the gun, skip ahead of the queue, skip ahead of the line.
Rumor has it that it was against Golden Boy's best wishes, that if it were up to them, it would have probably still happened, but later on down the line, things might have worked out differently. But Ryan
wanted that fight sooner than later. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And you know what they say? Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And he did. He found out he wasn't ready for that fight. Not because of Joe.
It's because of Ryan. I remember what Canelo Alvarez said right around the time that Ryan split from Eddie Reynoso, that the kid, he's just not committed.
Nope.
Doesn't work hard.
Hard enough. If what Ryan is thinking is that he'll find more of a disciplinarian in Derek James, looking for a disciplinarian, he shouldn't be looking for discipline in Derek.
That discipline is supposed to come from him. I said it before and I'll say it again. He's looking for something in a trainer that he's supposed to find within himself.
Can Derek James make a difference in Ryan's corner? Yes, of course he can, so long as Ryan is willing to adhere to his instruction, because there is such a thing as a bad student. And a bad student, you could dig up the bones of Eddie Futch and cuss them out. A bad student, they won't listen.
Put whoever you want to put in the corner. Ray Arcel,
Angelo Dundee, Crocodile Dundee. Won't make a difference to a bad student, because a bad student don't listen, no matter who you get them.
I suspect that Ryan Garcia is a bit of a bad student. I suspect that.
What's that? 3 trainers in the last 3 years? Something like that? 3 different trainers? All-star trainers, by the way. All of them. Eddie Reynoso, Derek James.
Joe Goosen.
None of those guys are lacking experience in this field. They all have champions, have groomed champion-level boxers. So maybe it's not about who's in Ryan's corner so much as what's in Ryan's head. What's in Ryan's headspace? Is he ready to buckle down and work hard?
Is he ready?
Because this move has already been made and already been officially announced by all aforementioned parties. That communicates to me that Ryan Garcia's next fight, his very next fight, is underway and will perhaps take place in either July or August, sometime around the summer months, because essentially already in training.
Newly crowned WBA super lightweight champion, if you can believe this, Romero expressed interest in facing Ryan Garcia next. He doesn't want to fight O'Hara Davies, and I doubt he wants to run it back with Ishmael Barroso.
He wants Ryan. If push comes to shove, and he has to drop that WBA title to get a Ryan Garcia fight, depending on how realistic it is, I think he would chuck the belt. I think he would drop it. The question is a Ryan Garcia fight possible? Is it realistic? Until further notice, Ryan is on the Golden Boy side of things, fighting on the DAZN platform.
But for how long?
A lot of people took notice that neither Oscar De La Hoya or Bernard Hopkins were in attendance for the post-fight press conference after Ryan got stopped. Many felt that it was in poor taste for Oscar not to be there to represent his fighter and stand by him.
In the good times and the bad. Had he won, do you think Oscar would have skipped out?
Or do you think he would have been there right beside Ryan to soak up the plaudits?
Beat his ego for being involved with the fight.
What kind of deal structure would it take to make Ryan Garcia versus Romero when Rolly's not the A-side to Ryan Garcia, belt or no belt?
He isn't worth the same money that this kid is worth.
He doesn't have the same following that Ryan has. We saw what this past weekend's TV ratings were.
Abysmal.
Not the TV ratings you'd expect for a quote-unquote somebody, a quote-unquote superstar.
Median number was somewhere around 233,000 viewers. It peaked at just north of 300,000. Hardly anything to brag about.
Ryan's the A-side to Rolly, belt or no belt. And what that essentially means is that if Rolly really wants that fight, he might have to cross over to the Golden Boy Promotions and DAZN side of things. Is he willing to do that? They could do good numbers with that fight.
On pay-per-view?
I'd wager that Ryan Garcia can sell more pay-per-views opposite the ring Rolly than Gervonta Davis did.
That's right. I think Ryan can outsell Gervonta Davis fighting the same guy.
It's the same guy. Though we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, Ryan's enlisted the aid of Derek James, and we'll see if it makes a difference.
So I don't know if y'all heard the news right now. Y'all heard what's going on. Liam Powell, he pulled out. He had an injury, right? Supposedly yesterday. The replacement is supposed to be Honor Barboza. And, you know, we gonna see if he take the fight or not. I know for a long time he been calling me out. He said he wanted to fight. So now is his shot. I know some people said that if it's the right opportunity or not. Well, listen, if you believe you can win and you fight for the WBC belt, there's no such thing as not the right opportunity. So, let's see if he gonna take the fight. I'm calling you out right now, Honor Barboza. You got a chance to fight for the belt, and you been calling me out. So, let's see if you gonna actually take the fight, or you gonna hide behind the business side of things. I'll be here.
Yo, seen Reggie's little video. You know, like I said, I have to respect for dude, but fuck out of here, bro, with that don't hide behind business side of things. You know, when you were supposed to be signed with Top Rank, you know, and that fight was pretty much guaranteed to me once you signed. Once you put pen to paper, that fight was gonna get made. And plus all the other 140s that are with Top Rank. But you decided to go another route because of business side of things, right? Because it's better for you, right? So don't come at me, dog, with business side of things. Come on, man, don't do that. You know, all of a sudden you don't have no dance partner. You want me on a 3-week notice? That's fine. I want the fight. You know, we're gonna get it. You know, talk to Eddie Hearn. Time to send the right number, and let's do it.
To that, two-time super lightweight champion Regis Prograis responded by saying, "Stop making videos and tell the people you already turned the fight down. And don't wait to talk to your manager before responding. That's not even your words."
What did I tell you guys?
Didn't I tell you guys that had Regis Prograis inked that long-term deal with Top Rank, a longer deal than the one he signed to at Matchroom, that nothing was guaranteed, you understand? There's no guarantee you get Teofimo Lopez, no guarantee that you get Ramirez or Josh Taylor. The only fight that's over there that's available to you is Arnold Barboza.
You're gonna ink a long-term deal with Top Rank so you can fight Arnold Barboza.
Rick Merrigan, who handles the career of Arnold Barboza, took to social media and stated, "We are just trying to earn with Hearn. They have a budget for this fight. I respect that, but Barboza is not Barro. and 4 weeks' notice without paying a top guy a fair market price? I can't see Regis fighting anyone significant or risky as a champion at home, but that could be the plan.
Because Arnold's going to fight somebody significant? Because Arnold's going to fight somebody risky? Who is Arnold going to fight if he walks away from this?
Veteran boxing scribe Dan Raphael tweeted, "All due respect, sometimes you've got to believe in yourself. Get what you can get and learn how to say yes. A chance to fight for the WBC title does not grow on a tree. The situation will never be perfect. If you win, you call the shots. Hopefully a fair offer is made and they get it on."
To which Rick Merrigan responded,
"That's not true. If you win, you call the shots. Let's respectfully disagree today. I don't and will never think a guy should feel forced to take less than his worth or market value. I haven't been wrong yet. A better scenario always was next, or the purse was fair given the fight."
I'll ask again. If Arnold don't like the money and he walks away from this opportunity, because that's what it is, it's an opportunity for him. If he walks away, who does he fight?
Teofimo Lopez is about to fight Josh Taylor, and I'd wager if Teofimo wins, he's not going to look to fight Arnold, he's going to look to fight Jose Ramirez, Rick Merrigan's other fighter.
Right now, Arnold Barboza has no access to Teofimo, no access to Josh Taylor. I hardly think that Rick is going to make one of his guys fight his other guy.
I don't think Rick wants to make Arnold Barboza versus Jose Ramirez. I don't think that's the plan, which begs the question, if he's not fighting any of those guys and he walks away from this, what's he gonna do?
You started this, Rick.
You did it to yourself. You accused Regis Prograis of avoiding your fighter on the premise that he signed to Matchroom instead of Top Rank, yet here he is offering your fighter a title shot.
So who's ducking who?
Sorry to say that it doesn't look at all like Regis is ducking you. It's your energy that has changed. To that, former IBF super lightweight champion and PBC fighter Sergey Lipinets said, "I'm all up for that fight. Won't even argue about the purse. Let's get it on. I'm ready and willing. Won't say nothing about those who turns the opportunity, but champs fight, period."
Sergey hasn't fought since August of last year when he retired Omar Figueroa.
If Arnold turns down this fight, Sergey is there, as are several others. And the bottom line here is, beggars can't be choosy.
World title fights don't grow on trees.
You play hard to get, you may find yourself hard to want.